Good morning, students. Welcome to eSuvidya. Hope you all are fine and safe. Students, in the previous class we have discussed the origin of the word sandwich. Today we will discuss about the origin of the word boycott. Students, during our freedom movement, when the British ruled us, so during our freedom movement, Mahatma Gandhi asked Indians to boycott British goods and to use Swadeshi products. Swadeshi means the things that are manufactured or produced in our country. So Mahatma Gandhi asked to boycott British goods. So in the present time, you see, students, now the people are also asked to boycott the Chinese goods. There is a movement for boycotting the Chinese goods in the present time in India. So what do we mean by boycott? By boycott we know, or by boycott we mean that not to buy or use that thing. So when you are boycotting anything, or when you are boycotting something, that means you are not going to buy that thing or you are not going to use that thing. And when you are boycotting a person, that means you are not going to make any type of a dealing with that person, or you are not going to work with this person, and you are not going to provide any type of a help to this person. So this is called boycotting a person or an individual. Okay, so boycotting something means you are not going to buy or use that thing. Not buying or using something is called boycott. And here boycotting an individual means you are not going to make any types of dealings with that person. You are not ready to work with that person, and also you are not ready to provide any type of help or assistance to that person. So students, for the first time the word boycott was used in Ireland, and it is associated with an Irish landlord named Captain Charles C. Boycott. So it is associated with an Irish landlord named Captain Charles C. Boycott. So Captain Charles C. Boycott was a landlord. So what do you mean by landlord? A landlord is a person who owns the land, and he gives the land to the tenants to cultivate. And who are the tenants? Tenants means those persons who are not the original owners of land. They take the land from the landlord. They pay the rent to the landlord for cultivating it. So what do you mean by rent? By rent we know a payment that is given to a landlord for using his land is called rent. The payment that is given by tenants to the landlord for using the land is called rent. So Captain Charles C. Boycott was a landlord, and his tenants requested him to charge lower rent. His tenants requested Captain Charles C. Boycott to what? To charge lower rent. And when the tenants requested to the landlord Boycott to charge lower rent, then he refused. He refused to charge lower rent. I have told you, rent is the payment that is given by the tenants to the landlord. So Captain Boycott refused to accept the proposal of the tenants. So when Captain Boycott refused to accept the tenants' request, so now the tenants wanted to teach him a lesson. So what do you mean by teach him a lesson? Teach someone a lesson means you want to punish that person for his work, for his doing, so that he will not try to repeat that thing again. Okay, so it is called teach someone a lesson. When someone want to teach someone a lesson means, so he or she is going to punish him so that in the future he will not try to repeat such type of a mistake or repeat such type of a doing. So now the tenants wanted to teach him a lesson. So now the tenants also refused to work for boycott, and also the tenants forced the servants of boycott to leave his home. They forced the servants to leave his home. So they damaged the plants and bushes. Even they forced the postman not to deliver the letter to Captain Boycott. So Captain Boycott was in a really problem. It's a great problem. So now the harvesting season has come. Harvesting means when the crops are harvested, when we reap the crop or when we collect the crop, and the tenants are not ready to cooperate with Captain Boycott. So now Captain Boycott has to recruit or had to bring large number of workers from the other part of the country. So when Captain Boycott decided to bring the laborers from other part of a country, so now the tenants also protested. Now he has to take the help from the government. Now the government sent 900 soldiers to protect these workers from the tenants. So Captain Boycott was really in problem, and he could not even manage to do the minimum things in his life. So he appeared very poor. Although he was extremely rich, but still he appeared very poor without the assistance of the tenants, because there is nobody there to provide help to him. So the word boycott came from there. So here the word boycott is associated with the name of Captain Charles C. Boycott. Captain Charles C. Boycott. So the tenants started boycotting him. So this is how the word boycott originated from the name of Captain Charles C. Boycott. So when we are boycotting someone, that means we refuse to make any type of a dealings with that person. Okay, we refuse to make any types of a dealing with that person, and whenever we boycott something means we refuse to buy that thing, and also we refuse to use that particular thing. So students, let's have a look at some new words from this portion. The first word is, as we know, boycott. Boycott means refuse to buy or use something. Refuse to buy or use something. Let's use it in a meaningful sentence. They will boycott that product. They will boycott that product. So boycott means refuse to buy or use something, or boycott an individual means refuse to make any type of a dealing with that person, or refuse to provide any assistance or help with that person, refuse to work with that person. Then the next word is dealings. Dealings means work, business related activities. Work, business related activities. Let's use it into a meaningful sentence. I knew nothing. I knew nothing of his business dealings. I knew nothing of his business dealings. Then the next word is tenant. Then the next word is tenant. Next word is tenant. Means a person who pays rent for the use of land. Okay, a person who pays rent for the use of land. Students, I have told you what is rent. The payment that is given to the landlord for using his land is called the rent. Then let's use it into a meaningful sentence. Example, he was cruel to his tenants. He was cruel to his tenants. Then the last word is harvesting. Last word is harvesting. Harvesting. Harvesting means reaping or collecting. Reaping or collecting crops. Reaping or collecting crops. Let's use it in a meaningful sentence. I am harvesting wheat. Okay. So students, today we have completed the follow-up lesson, the origin of words, and also we have discussed how the words such as sandwich and boycott came into existence. So you read the chapter thoroughly, try to find out the new words and also try to use it into meaningful sentences of your own. Thank you. Have a nice day. See you in the next class.